Hey guys, Ike here at the 2015 ATA show. We're here in the Hunter Safety System booth with Jerry, and Jerry's going to show us a few of the new products they have available.
Hi Ike, good seeing you, buddy.
You too.
We've got something here, it's called our gear hoist. This is nothing that's extraordinarily new out there, but one thing that it does offer is the simplicity and lightweight and small volume for being able to bring the gear up into your stand. It simply works as hooking it up with the clip. You can hook this then to your belt, and as you climb up the tree, this is just giving way. The advantage to this is, first of all, understanding the problems that come without this. We all have a pull rope, and when you pull that pull rope up, it works great, and then we try to somehow figure out a way to wind it to where we put it in our pocket and it still comes back as a rope instead of a knot. This, you pull your product up and then simply wind it up. And it makes no difference how twisted this is, it'll wind up perfectly every time. Put it back, clip it under your belt, lightweight, very simple. It's the new Hunter Safety System gear hoist.
Awesome.
Ike, I want to show you something that we come out with here. We all have hooks in the tree. We want to hang everything we've got because we carry it in and then we want to get it out of our pockets, out from around our neck.
Like me, you got 3 or 4 of them.
You always do, and we got more than we need probably, but we're going to have them. One of the problems, and I always start with a problem and then see if we can fix the problem. When you have those hooks, you stick them into the tree, they work great, but when you take them out, you've got that exposed screw head. You take that, put it in your pocket, next thing you know, you got a hole in your pocket. You put it in your backpack, you reach into your backpack and you stick yourself, and we've all done it over and over again. This is a new product that actually has the screw head that folds into itself. You can simply just twist it back out, and when you do twist it out, it has a self-tapping screw that's very simple to go into the tree, and when you do stick that into the tree, it becomes a 3-way hook.
Nice.
So you've got 3 in 1, and very simple. When you get finished and you're coming back down, it folds up, folds back into its own slot, it's lightweight, you stick it in your pocket, you never get stuck again.
Awesome.
It's called the Crow's Foot from Hunter Safety System.
Okay.
Images, video. I want to show you a carabiner and explain that a carabiner is not just a carabiner. It can be better, it can be safer. Typical carabiner has, first of all, a V-cut right here. And it's a very annoying V-cut because every time you put something in it, it tends to want to get caught in that V. So what we did, first of all, was take that out. The other thing with a carabiner is you want a wider working end than you have a hook in. To do that, we extended or made this bend into the carabiner, which allowed us to be able to have twice the working opening area. So now when you're doing this in the dark, you know you've caught it. Next thing is we created this ball and joint. You can see how that ball goes into that joint right there. When we created that, it took this product from a 3,500 pound rating to a 5,600 pound rating, because that now connects the circle. When you pull on this, instead of it pulling apart here, it completes the circle, so it's just as strong here as it is anywhere else. So that increased to 5,600 pounds. The other thing is you need a locking mechanism. This one is extremely precision, very simple to work up and down, so you're always know that you're going to have that locked in its place. The other thing is the spring. You want to make sure that that always closes. So that spring needs to be strong and definite. When you let go, it's going to lock up. The last thing is the weight. This is made out of aluminum. It'll never rust, and when you feel it, all of a sudden it's an amazing feeling that I can't believe that's that light.
It's really light.
And it's 5,600 pounds. So a carabiner is not just a carabiner. It can be better, it can be safer, and that's what we do at Hunter Safety System. Ike, I want to show you something about the Lifeline. The Lifeline is one of the products that we've had for several years, but it's the fastest growing product that we've got.
Everybody needs it.
Everybody needs it. You need to find a way to stay attached from the time you leave the ground until you get back to the ground. Lifeline is one of those products. One of the things that we've done new for 2015 is we've created this bell cover if there's a problem with the Lifeline, it's the fact that it can click up against that stand. People that are watching this right now are saying, oh yeah, that's happened to me. And it makes that metallic noise that none of us want. This is simply a cover. It's not rubber, even though it feels and acts like rubber. It's a synthetic value in here. The problem with rubber is it'll dry and crack and break. Well, this won't. It'll withstand that outer element on there. So you simply raise it up, clip in your tether, slide it back down, and climb. If that, in the meantime, bumps up against something, you have no noise. That's new for 2015. The other added value that we've put into the Lifeline is the rope is reflective.
Okay.
So when you put a flashlight on that rope, it shines like Christmas lights coming back at you.
Yellow and the gray in there is going to...
That's going to reflect back. And I'll demonstrate and show you how that works too, because it's a value that does a couple of things. There's a safety issue in, first of all, making sure that you get to your stand.
Yeah.
Where is my stand? Have you ever gone out and you just can't quite find it?
Anyone that says they haven't been lost is better than I am.
That's right. You're just going to get turned around at times. This is make sure, first of all, I get to it, and secondly, I stay attached to it. So the Lifeline does that in 2 ways now, so we're pretty proud about the new innovations with the Lifeline.
That's nice.
Come on, I'll show you how this thing reflects. Can I take that light away?
What time is it?
No more. And this is so, I mean, you can imagine what that does at nighttime. No longer are you going to go through the woods and say, Ike, I want to show you a couple of things that we do that sets us apart from people that necessarily don't take the same precautions that we do on safety items. This is the new Elite product. It's a complete enclosed vest product that really doesn't look like a harness when you put it on. It's very soft, moisture wicking material. You zip it up, you got a nice collar, shoulder gripping materials, you got Lifeline hooked up, or bino strap hookups for your binoculars. But the thing I want to talk about is the safety portion of this. A zipper's a zipper, right? Mm-hmm. This zipper's different. When we were developing this, I actually stopped working on it because I said it's going to hurt somebody. When a person falls, the body falls down, the harness goes up. When that happens, and it's that fast, if this gets around your neck, it's going to create a problem. And it can be a fatal problem. Yeah. So what we did is we had to design a zipper that will do this. It'll open no matter what pressure you put on that zipper. I don't have to reach up and grab it and pull it. Yeah. It'll open 100% of the time with any amount of pressure whatsoever. So once we got that developed, then I was able to go ahead and now we can make the Elite harness. There's another feature of this I think that is worth mentioning.
The wind's blowing, it's doing this.
When a person hooks up their lineman's climbing belt here. A couple of things that we do that make it a little bit different is you notice the location of ours. They're not on the sides. They're more in front. The value of that is when you're hooking this up and perhaps you're up in a tree, if I've got to hook up to the side, I have to twist to do that. Around the tree, then twist again. Any twisting motion causes an imbalance. If it's hooked up here, I hook up around the tree, snap in, I never have to lean and twist to do it. The other advantage of this is to make this loop, like this strap comes up, forms the loop, comes back, and is sewn. Well, what we do is that extra little precaution is this strap comes up, makes the loop, but it goes back to the back side of the vertical strap before it's sewn.
We've got all three of them sewn together.
That's right. And the strength there is when you're pulling against its normal straight-on design, because that happens, you'll lean or turn or have to grab something, you're not pulling against that thread. You're pulling against the strapping material, which means you'll never break that thread loose. Okay. Again, it's a simple little system, and few people will ever know it's there, but it makes it the safest product available.
That's cool.
You got pockets up here, zipper. You got just all sorts of different. Another thing with this is you've got this stretch panel.
Oh, yeah.
That stretches and gives. Now the significance of that is not just the fact that it looks good and it stretches, but it allows me to be able to make this harness from 100 pounds to 300 pounds in only 3 sizes. Because when you build a harness into a garment, you're not restricted by the adjustment of the harness, you're restricted by the movement of the garment.
Yeah.
So now I can make adjustments to my harness, and this will give according to how many layers of clothing I've got on. So it's a stretch panel that does allow us to do it.
That's nice.
Got that and shoulder gripping material here, so you put a sling on your shoulder, it's not going to fall off, it's going to grab and go. So minute little items. We've made the tether thinner. It's still 5,000 pound capacity, even though it's thinner, lighter weight, less bulky, less intrusive for the hunter. So,
Now this area here, where these overlap,
yes,
that's designed when you fall to
tear away.
tear away.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep, it's a shock absorbing system built right into that, because when a hunter falls, there's that sudden stop. And what this will do, instead of it going pop and you stop, it'll go boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
And each time that breaks away, it gives you that added
down
cushion.
just a little bit more, okay.
So it's a shock absorbing system built into it, and it's one continuous piece, so it'll never fall away, and it's meant to break away.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
shock absorbing. Because a person could bump this while they're climbing, or while they're even sitting, it could bump against a stand. If that happens and you hit that clip, it will not come undone.
You gotta hit both of them.
You've got to hit both at the same time to release that. Again, it's just a little safety design that says you're not going to accidentally do something that's going to cause a problem. You don't notice the black backdrop. What you notice is that line. And that line is cut and made for the lady, but all of this black material, front and back, is all a stretch panel that gives. So you may put this on and then say, you know what, it's cold this morning, I'm going to put a heavier coat. You put that heavy coat on, it absorbs that added size without having to make any major adjustment to it. It also has the zippered front coming down. There's your waist buckle. You zipper that up, you close it, and you've got zippered pockets here on the side for being able to get your gear and whatnot in. One of the things that we stood out with here is we changed the traditional pink coloring.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of ladies are getting tired of the pink.
I'll send you. I want to make sure he gets it, but I won't remember. But if you will, contact me and do it. But that stretch panel for the ladies is the same thing as over in the other, and it just gives. You know, so as you need room, it gives it to you, and as you don't, it comes back and keeps its form.